What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Trading Learning 101. Today's video is going to be a part 2. It's going to be the StreetSmart Edge Super Review from Charles Schwab, the trading platform. The first video I put out for you guys, it was just a beginner's look at the StreetSmart Edge. I only used it for a week and I put out a review on it. I got all kinds of comments on that video about questions after questions after questions. Sit down, load up StreetSmart Edge, break out your notepad, take some notes. I am going to give you guys a complete in-depth review of StreetSmart Edge. Everything I know about this amazing platform here. We're just going to go over a lot of cool stuff, some cool tips and tricks, everything I know and everything maybe you don't know. So let's just jump right into it. If you go to YouTube and you type in StreetSmart Edge, it may have led you to this video. There's not many videos on YouTube of StreetSmart Edge. Not a lot of traders use StreetSmart Edge as their charting layouts. They use ThinkOrSwim, or they use E-Trade, Robinhood. I used TD Ameritrade's ThinkOrSwim for over a year, and I loved that platform. And I wanted to branch out and try something else, try something new. And I am very, very, very happy with switching over to StreetSmart Edge by Charles Schwab. This charting platform, trading platform is just absolutely amazing. I give it a solid 5 out of 5 stars for charting. Everything about this, I just love it. It does have some flaws, though. It does have some flaws. Everything is not going to be perfect. There's just so many pluses to this. It's unreal. I feel like I'm actually able to see the market way better than what I was with ThinkOrSwim. With ThinkOrSwim, in a way, when you're looking at charts, even when you would zoom out, it would just get blurry. Let me show you guys. Okay, this is the ThinkOrSwim platform by TD Ameritrade, and what I was talking about with it looking blurry, when you would zoom out on a lot of these, it just looked blurry. I'm just not a fan of how blurry it looks right here. Now, this is a comparison of ThinkOrSwim right here compared to Charles Schwab. When I zoom out, when you zoom out on it, it does a little bit get blurry, but it turns kind of into like a line chart. And I actually just love the look of this, really. With Charles Schwab, you can use the wheel on your mouse to zoom in and out easily, instead of with ThinkOrSwim, I can't do that. I gotta click this plus button right here, or I gotta click and drag to zoom in. But I just wanted to give you guys a comparison real quick of what I was using ThinkOrSwim compared to Charles Schwab. Now you see right here. Now this is just all blurry. I found myself always going into the settings and messing with the candlesticks to try to make it look better. And it really only got better when I zoomed in really, really super close. And that's what I didn't like about ThinkOrSwim. But going back to Charles Schwab real quick, the layouts you can customize on this, okay? Now this is going to be a very long video. Make sure you save this, like this video, add it to one of your playlists. That way you're able to go home, actually sit down and watch this and take notes, because I'm going to go over everything. This is kind of what it will look like. Well, it'll look like this when you first start it up. Let's start with making a new layout. If you see right up here, they got where you can have layouts. You'll get the trade layout, account layout. I think it's trade layout, account layout, and something else. This, I've customized it all, so I forget what the basic settings are when you first fire it up. So you would click this plus button right here to open up and make a new layout here. And this new layout is going to start everything fresh for you. So let's call this new layout and hit enter. And there you go. You've created your blank canvas here to start creating. And what I also like about this is up here at the top, it has 3 index to show you overall of the market strength, if it's green on the day or if it's red on the day. And if you go into settings here, you can change your settings right here. You can change it to, if you don't want to look at the Dow Jones, you want the Russell 2000 to be in there, you can place it right there. Just like the NASDAQ, the SPY, if you want to look at currencies, you put it all in right here to show up right here. And you can also customize sounds for if you want to log in, log out, your live, ordered, entered, order filled, or order canceled. And how you would do that is you click on one of these, you go to browse, and it'll load up all the sounds when you downloaded this platform onto your laptop or your desktop. It has only 8 options here of sounds for you to choose from. Or if you wanted to choose a custom sound that you created, I'm sure you can do that by loading it in one of these folders. Now, if you click on the display themes, you have 2 themes you can choose from. I chose the dark theme. You could choose from a light theme like that or a dark theme. I just like the dark theme better. I feel like I can see a lot better. It's all about customization and what makes you comfortable. Now go to trading. You could just customize all this stuff. So make sure you just go through, read all of this stuff, and customize it the way you want it to be. They even have hotkeys. You can set it up. I don't use hotkeys. And then you also got your news here. These are all the news providers that's offered from StreetSmart Edge and Charles Schwab. These are a lot of news streams right here. So you can go through here if you wanted and check, decheck any that you don't want. They do have one unchecked here, is IB Investors Incorporated, FX Wire Pro. I think you have to go to the Charles Schwab website and subscribe to this news feed here. This is the only one that's not checked. And I have tried checking this before and hitting save, and it just doesn't do anything. And then if you're into options, I dechecked all of these because I don't trade options. And then also, real quick, before we continue, if you click on the schwab.com here, you'll get a big, long list right here of all kinds of stuff you can do. Now, we'll start from the bottom. You got your StreetSmart Schwab Center, your trading tools, your margin requirements. You can add your direct access right here. You can add your level 2 right here. And when you click on these, it'll open up in your web browser. It'll automatically sign in for you, and you'll just click on add level 2 or add direct access from the websites, and then it should take care of itself. You also have your trading community right here too, which I think is pretty cool. We can click on this real quick. The trading community, you can make your own profile. You click launch community. You can create your own profile. I have right here. And pretty much what this is the Charles Schwab chat room. You can go in here, ask any questions that you have. Charles Schwab would answer it. Checking it out, seeing what other people are saying about stocks, ideas, strategies. They got news, strategies, platforms, other topics. It's jam-packed with a lot of stuff. And I went in here, I created my own profile just to check it out, and I'll just check it out every week to see if something new pops up. You got analysis in here, upgrading and downgrading stocks, and you get their viewpoint of the market and stuff like that. And then also right here, you got your direct access right here. You could fill it out like I said. Your level 2 is right here, and you would click that add level 2 right there. And they do charge a subscription for the total view NASDAQ. It's like $30 every quarter. If you don't trade, it's like 25 trades within a quarter. They'll charge you for the total view level 2. All right, going back to this. So we created a new layout right here. Let's add some charts in level 2 to this. You go to this little tab right here, Launch Tools. Click on that and you have all these different varieties you can choose from to add to your layout here. You can put in your account details, your all-in-one trade global, messaging notes, symbol hub. They got a screener plus and sectors. Reconaya, this is just a little cool tool we'll go over later if we have time. Idea Hub, the high and low ticker, ETF screener, CNBC TV. This is just a live stream of, it'll pop up a little box of CNBC live streaming, block trade indicator, charts, market edge, momentum, news, research, symbol lookup, watch list, web browser, and then they have Traders Marketplace. You can add other third parties like stock charts and stock twits if you wanted. Let's start with the basics. Let's add a chart first. Let's add this chart, and it pops up a chart right here. Drag it out and make it bigger if you desire. That looks to be about good for this layout right here. And then just to customize it and get a bigger view of it, up here, just double click on this bar right here and it'll bring it up bigger for you. This little tab right here, if you click this, it'll open up. This is all your settings right here for this chart. Now, the type of chart you can look at, you can click on this. They got monthly, weekly, daily, custom day, 60-minute, 30-minute, 15, all the way down to 1 minute to the custom minute. You can look at an options chart or you can look at a tick chart if you'd wanted. Let's click on the 30-minute and then the style of the chart right here. Click on that. You got a candlestick solid, candlestick hollow, a bar chart, line chart, mountaintop, or point and figure. I like candlestick solid, so let's stick with that. And then if you wanted to add any overlays, you can add that. So adding an overlay, let's say you're looking at the indexes like the SPY, Dow Jones, NASDAQ. Adding an over over the SPY like the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ while you have the SPY up. If I add that, see, it does just that right there. So you can compare what the SPY's doing and the Dow Jones is doing just by this extra overlay right here. And then you click that arrow down. You can either decheck it or you can hit this X to exit out of it, or you can change the color if you wanted. I love the customization you can do with StreetSmart Edge. There's just so much on this you can customize. That's what sold me on this platform, is the customization. You could set everything up the way you like. So then they got extra periods as well. So let's say at the end of this chart right here, you can't really see what's going on because the bars are too close to the end right here and you need more room. You can add an overlay or extra periods. I have 10. See, if it was at 0 right now, that's what it looked like. But if I put back in 10, it gives you that extra little space so you can see what's going on. And then you got the draw tab right here. The draw tab is just your drawing trend lines, support lines, stuff like that. And annotation, Fibonacci. I love messing around with Fibonacci. Support line, and you can customize these too. You can customize it on how you wanted it to draw with dotted lines, circles, a solid line, the thickness of the line, and the color of the line. Next up, we have studies. Now click on view all studies right here. They don't really have that many studies compared to ThinkOrSwim. ThinkOrSwim had like over 400 studies. It was something ridiculous. A lot of those studies are just nonsense. They're not really important. They're just out there. What I like about StreetSmart Edge is they stick to the basics. They give you upfront right here the basic indicators that everybody's used. that's been around for a while. You know, your volume, your moving averages, your RSI, volume at price, momentum, stuff like that. I use the last close, and I'll use the moving averages, exponential, and the simple on my daily, and then I'll add volume right here. So it looks like I already have volume, but when you load up a chart, you're going to have to go into studies, and you're going to have to click this volume to add it. And you can customize the volume bars here. The up color green, the down color red is how I have it. You can customize it however you want, and it will show up right here. And let's say you don't want it anymore, just click the X and it'll disappear. And you want it to show in, click that, the price chart, volume, or new pane. Click OK, and here's your volume down here. But when you go to add this volume right here, when you go and add this, you won't have the volume. So just go into View All Studies, go to Volume right here, click on it. It'll pop up right here. Show where you want it to show in. I want it to show in a new panel. I don't want it to show up on my chart. And then my up candles for the volume, I like to have it a dark green. And then my down candles, I like to have a dark red. And if you wanted the simple moving average on the volume, you can check that box right there if you wanted it. I don't want that. And then click OK, and there you go. It pops up for you. And then you could zoom in, like I said, with your little wheel on your mouse. And you can zoom in like that. Now we get into customizing all the colors. So from here, you get to choose the chart background. Right, I have it set to black. You can change it to whatever color you'd want it. Let's say you want a blue color. You know, you could change it to a blue. Let me turn this back to black. And then you got your bar up, you know, all your candlesticks, your lines, your price lines even, you can customize. I have the lines off on my chart, and I'll show you that in just a second. And then you could change even the color of the axis text right here. I have it set to green. Let's see, change it to purple. See right there, it changed it to purple. And then there's all your colors. And then when you declick that to minimize it, click on the settings here. And then I'll show you real quick this element display options. Show timelines, show price lines. I have both of these dechecked. This is how you're going to get your chart. You're going to have all those lines on your chart. I don't like those lines on my chart, so that's why I don't have them checked. So you can decheck those if you just want it to look just like that. You also have other check marks here for displaying your crosshair on your hover right here. Just show you real quick. Show range watermark. That's where you see your time period up here. Your symbol watermark is just the ticker symbol displayed up here at the chart. And show chart keys, which is that. And then if you keep scrolling down, you have other boxes you can check right here as well. You can check your positions, your orders, your notes, and on corporate events too. You can choose to show when a company comes out with dividends, earnings, and splits. I only add this on my daily charts. I don't add it on the intraday charts. That's why I have all of these dechecked. And then if you come up right here, you have your market hours. Now check these pre-market and post-market if you wanted to show you the pre-market and the after hours trading sessions on your charts. Now I'll decheck these just to show you. If you don't have those checked, it'll just show you the candlesticks that traded during market hours. Now if you want pre-market, there you go. And then post-market, there you go. And you can customize the times you wanted it to start as well. And that's about it for settings. I don't see anything else. Oh, right here. Streamlined view, custom view. So showing your level 1 data bar, your history control, your calendar bar, and your tab bar, and your sidebar icons. Having all of these checked, to me, is pretty important. What that is this bar right here. This is how you can go back and just scroll through time in this zoomed setting. See, if you were to zoom out a little bit and then you can go through time like this, through this zoomed setting, having this is important for that. Because without that, you're not able to move across this chart. Also, what's pretty cool about this, let's say you just want to see what happened. I'm making this video on a Saturday. Let's say I only want to see what happened Monday through Friday. I click on this calendar here. It shows me the date right here, 21. I want to see what happened Monday the 15th through the 19th. And then I'll click go. And this is the past 5 days right here, what this stock did. And that's about it for the settings right here on this. If there's anything else you want me to go over more, just leave a comment down below. Declick that to minimize it, and then they have little keys right here for you for just to click on if you wanted to get it more in depth or you don't want to bring this out and go through it. Still within the chart here, what I like about this is you can add multiple time frames by just clicking this tab right here and bringing up new tabs. Click that, you open up a new tab. Let's change this to, we got that one to a 30-minute. Let's make this one a 15-minute. Just to show you guys real quick. You can have it stay like this too. You're looking at a 30-minute. Let's say you want to look at a shorter time frame. Click over to the 15-minute. Boom, there you go. Just like that. That's what's pretty cool about this, that I like a lot. And then another thing, when you customize these charts and you like it the way it's set up, it's important to save them. So go back to the time frame here. We have the 30-minute chart here set up the way we like. Right click it, come down here and click on Save SPY as template. Click on that, and then you can customize the name here if you wanted, and then click Save. And then come back, right click again, and then you can also save it as a file on your desktop or your laptop. That way, whenever you open up a new time frame, like the 15-minute here, you can right click, go to open chart from template, and this will pop up right here. And it'll have all your custom saved templates that you have. Or you can go to open from file, and what you have saved on file will open up right there. And then if you just wanted to quickly change the minute on it, you could do that. And then if you right click again, it shows up the same options that show up over here. And you can also create an alert on this as well. So a new alert for SPY. Let's click on that. This box will pop up. You can customize the alert name, the expiration date, and then the conditions. Now stock, ETF, if symbol SPY, variable, the trade price, operator, increases, and they have all these settings you can choose from to create an alert. So let's just keep it simple. Variable, trade price, increases to value. Let's just say 280. And then you could choose points. And then you can add another condition if you wanted. And then you hit review alert, and it'll just show you how you have it set up, and hit activate alert. Also right-clicking again. You can print the chart if you have a printer set up real fast. Other than that, that's it. So that's everything I hope I went over for the charts that you can do with Charles Schwab StreetSmart Edge. Double click this. We have our chart set up. Go back to Launch Tools here. Now, click on All-in-One Trade Tool. Click on that. And what this does, let me make this, let me try to move it. What this is pretty much like your order sheet. Your order sheet and your level 2 and your times and sales. Let's click on this, double click on this to bring it up bigger. Now right here is you have your level 1. This is going to show you the basics. Your previous day close, the low, the ask, the volume, and the spread. And you can click this little gearbox right here and you can customize what you want to show up all right here. So I don't want the bid. I don't want the ask. I just want the volume, the open, previous close. I don't want the spread. I want the high and low, and I don't want the size. I want the percentage change. And you can add more rows if you wanted by doing that, or you can add more columns right there if you wanted. Apply grid lines if you wanted, and apply abbreviation values. Click OK, and there you go. It's set up. It's not perfect, but I'm just doing it as an example. And then you could click these two little arrows here to hide that if you wanted. Then this is where you would place your order. Let's say I want to buy 100 shares quantity right here. And what's cool about this real quick, let's say you only want to buy $2,000 worth. You click this little money thing right here. It'll say calculate shares, enter a dollar amount. I only want to trade with $2,000 today. And then click OK. It'll calculate at the current price you put that in how many shares you can afford to buy with $2,000, which is 7 on the SPY, which I think is pretty cool. It took me a couple weeks to figure that out. And then you got your venue here, Smart, Pre-Market, After Hours, ARCA, and NASDAQ. I just usually go with Smart. And then you got your order type, your limit, market, stop, stop limit, and trailing stop. Your limit price, here you can customize if you wanted, or if you wanted, you can either click on the bid or the ask. Let's click that. Click the bid, whatever price you want, and it'll automatically pop up right there. And then you click this review order, and once you click that, a little other window will pop up of everything, just verifying of what you want to do. And then you'd click OK, send. Up here, it tells you how much it's down on the day, the percentage it's down, the current last traded price, the ticker symbol right here. It tells you the exchange it's traded on right here. And another important thing, when you're putting all of this together, make sure you link all of them together so they're on the same link. So let's put all of these on the blue triangle. That way when I go and put in a ticker on any one of these, it'll automatically change it all to the current ticker. And then also what I think is cool too is it tells you if it's hard to borrow for anybody that's interested in shorting. So let's get into the level 2 right here, and you can't see it, but the times and sales is right here. And to give you an example of what the time and sales look like and the level 2 looks like during market hours, I have a little video here to show you. So the times and sales would pop up right here, and you got your level 2 right here. This is the way I have it set up during market hours. So let's get into the customization of what you can do with the level 2 and the times and sales right here. You see how I have it set in blue, dark red, dark or a light green, and a whitish color, and an orange even. So with the level 2 here, right click it and go to colors. Now for the level 2, you can customize the colors the way you want it. So the tier 1, you can have be green. Tier 2, any color you want. Let's say you want purple. Tier 3, tier 4, 5, 6, and then you got your times and sales tab right here. Now you could change the colors. Trade above the ask, trade at the ask, trade in spread, trade at bid, trade below bid. I love that you're able to customize the colors on that. Click OK, and you see how that one turned purple, and then all the colors you chose for the times and sales, the way I had set up right here, that would pop up as well. And how I have it set up, I have it just my tiers as green, yellow, blue. And then it just repeats itself all the way down. I like to color code it just so when you're at a price, it just separates, the 297 from the 296, 295. It just separates them for you so you can better see what's going on. So if you right click again and go to market depth settings, this is where you can, sort quotes by the size, time, display scroll bars, display aggregated quotes. You can display the quotes in the volume in the hundreds. Your data sources, you could check all of these if you wanted. Your bid ask columns, what you want to show up in there, display in times and sales, your time, venue. What I don't like is for the times and sales, how I could on ThinkOrSwim only show sizes that are 200 shares and above. So I gotta see a lot of the pretty much BS shares that pop up on the times and sales, like 10 shares, 20 shares, 50 shares. I just want to focus on the big number shares. So I kind of think it's, I don't like that you're not able to do that with StreetSmart Edge, but it is what it is. If there's any market ID that you want to keep track of, like ARCA, NASDAQ, you would enter that right here. ARCA, NASDAQ, NKE, NBBO, you would add those right there if you just wanted to focus on those. I don't get into all that. So just go through this, check what you want to check, decheck what you don't want to check, and there you go. And you can either apply to this instance or apply to all instances. I just applied to this instance. That's it. All right, now that we got our chart, our level 2, let's move on. Let's get the news now. Go back to Launch Tools, bring up News right here. Now, I love the news on the StreetSmart Edge. You got either your breaking news, your TVIX news for the symbol that you have that you're looking at, you got your News Watch, and you got briefing.com. Now, if you go to breaking moves or breaking news, you can customize it to, let's say, you can look for keywords. Click check mark on keywords. look in the headlines and headlines only, or in stories only. Like recently we had pot stocks exploding and taking off recently. And if you go into breaking news here, when you're looking for news, you could type in stuff like weed, pot, type in marijuana if you wanted, stuff like that, or cryptocurrency. You got blockchain, crypto. I think it's pretty cool that you can do stuff like that. And then click OK, and it'll scan through all the news that was released for any keywords that you searched for. Or let's say you wanted to search for keywords like investor upgrades, cancer, FDA approval, stuff like that. And you can even customize the color of how you want the news thing to look as well. I told you guys you can customize pretty much everything on this, and this is why I love StreetSmart Edge. And I just love the feel of it too. The feel and the navigation of it. It may seem like a lot and overwhelming, but you'll get used to it. And then you got TVIX news. You can go to news code. I really don't mess with this too much, but if you just wanted to scroll through this and I guess pick from whatever you wanted, oil, gas, mining, to show what you wanted to display in this, you could. And then the time frame, let's do the last 24 hours. And then you go to News Watch. You get to choose from all these categories right here that you'd want to keep track of, like banks, airlines, oil and gas, coal, tobacco, anything related to these news topics that you choose from. If any news comes out with it, it'll pop up right here for you. And then you got the briefing.com. Briefing.com commentary. You got all of these stories you can look at right here. Just check this news thing out. There's a lot you can do with it. Just from what I've shown you, this thing's jammed packed with power that you can take advantage of. Next up, go to watch list right here, and you can create your own watch list. So let's say you can add your symbols right here. SPY, hit enter, and it pops up for you right there. And make sure, again, to link your watch list with your charts. That way when you double click on it, it'll pop up for you. Just like that. But let's say you don't want to see the bid and the ask and all of that in this. Right click this, go to columns and settings. Also, you can customize the colors for all this watch list as well. Columns and settings, and then right here you could just customize it. Right here you get to exit out what you don't want. I don't want the high, I don't want the low, I don't want the ask, I don't want the bid, I don't want the number, I just want the symbol, if it has news, last traded price, change on the day, percentage change, and volume. That's all I want. Click OK, and there you go. Move the news down here at the end. And then you can make it smaller if you wanted. So I got my symbol, the last traded price, the change on the day, the percentage change, the volume, and if it has any news. Now that I made it more compacted, I can make this smaller. Also, if I right click this tab, I can rename this tab as well right here. Rename. So let's just name that Monday. And then if I wanted another watch list, I could either just click on it and bring up another watch list, or I can just create another tab and do the exact same thing. I know this is going to be a super long video, guys. I'm sorry, but there's just so much to go over and what is capable and what you can do with this platform. And I just want to try to go over everything that I know for you guys to show you guys what you can do. Because I know on YouTube there's not really many videos out there to show you what is capable of this platform. And if you have any questions, like I said, just leave them down below. I'll gladly answer them the best I can for you. You can also zoom in and out of your workspace. So let's say I wanted to zoom out more. Let's see what that does. See how it's going smaller and smaller. Let's just keep it at 100. But then if you ever had any questions on this as well and you wanted Charles Schwab or talk with them or ask them any questions, click on this little blue box right here. You'll have a welcome thing here by them, but then enter whatever you want to say right here. Like any question besides, I believe, live orders or placing orders. You can ask them, just basic any questions you have any problems with, and they're pretty fast at responding back to you as well. I've only had to use it once. The only thing I don't like on this is it doesn't display how many day trades you have left or how many day trades you've used if you're under the PDT rule. That's the only thing I don't like about this. So click that, and then you got your messages right here. And if there's any messages about the platform, like any updates or anything like that, it'll pop up right here. And real quick, what's also cool about this platform, let's say you have multiple monitors, okay? And you don't want to keep clicking on tab to tab to tab, because if you're a day trader, time is time. I can't show you guys really, but if you take the tab here and hold it down, you can drag it to your other screen and drop it, and it'll open up for you just like that. So you can drag it to your other screen. That's if you have multiple monitors. So how I have it set up is I have my intraday chart, my level 2, I got my news, and then on my other monitor, I have my big daily chart. Here, let me just show you. This is how I have my other monitor set up. I have my big daily chart right here with the weekly time frame and a monthly time frame. And then I have a screener going right here. I have a high-low ticker thing going right here of what I want to keep track of. Indexes, swing charts, ETFs that I like to keep track of. Like I said, this is what's on my other monitor. They have so much cool stuff you could do on this. Click on research. I don't use the research too much because I have trade ideas, and trade ideas has pretty much a research box that tells me info about the company, but StreetSmart Edge has it as well. Let's double click this to make it bigger. This research box here, this is a pretty cool one. I'm not gonna lie, it's actually pretty neat. It gives you the business summary. It gives you the address of where the company is located, their phone number, their email, their website, all their fundamentals right here. And then they got tabs right here. You can look at the metrics of it from a year ago, 3 months, 6 months, a year, 3 years, the ratings, Morning Star rating, 3-year rating, a 5-year rating, historic return, risk, portfolio, top 10 holdings. Just pretty cool informational stuff that you could have if you're more into looking into these companies, if you're into the fundamentals. The only thing I don't like about it was they had the float on here, and I just seen that the float was different from what they were showing on Trade Ideas and what they were showing on Yahoo Finance. The float is just way off on this. It was either the float or it was the shares outstanding. I'm trying to see. But all I'm seeing is the shares outstanding. I could have sworn I'd seen the float on here. But again, you can also customize the colors if you wanted as well. Let's change it to a blue. Oh, that's ugly. There you go. That's more tolerable. That's what I love about this platform. You're just able to customize it however you want. So let's say we wanted this. We'd put this over in the corner somewhere. And then we got our news right here. We got our watch list. Make our chart a little bit bigger. And this is how you pretty much set your layout up. Tab that we just clicked on. Let's say you would right click on this and you can open a momentum list from either your watch list, or you can open a momentum list from your positions, the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, the S&P, sample ETFs, sample indices, and sample stocks. So let's click on the NASDAQ 100. Now what this is going to do is it's going to display to you 103 stocks that's in the NASDAQ. Let's make this bigger. And it's just going to show you the momentum that's top ranked to the lowest. And if you right click, you can go into settings and you can just customize how you want this momentum tab to work out for you. You can do the momentum parameters into short term to long term, the market speed. I would have it be fast. I'm a short term trader, so I would want this to update every, let's say, 10 seconds. Click OK, and there you go. And then during market hours, this would run for you every 10 seconds to show you if there's any momentum that's on a ticker in the NASDAQ 100. Pretty much just like a screener. That's what it is. Pretty much just like it. Alright, we got screener plus sector. Let's click on that. This is really, really cool. I love this thing. Let me click out of this and bring up my actual screener and sector plus. This is my screener and sector plus. It's the same thing. You click on the launch tools, you click on screener plus and sectors. This is going to pop up, but it's going to pop up just like this. Okay, let's close all these out real quick. Now this, compared to Trade Ideas, I gotta say, StreetSmart Edge, their screener and their scanners are really, really good. I love it. It's really good. I'm actually thinking about canceling my Trade Ideas subscription and just sticking with the StreetSmart Edge scanner and screeners, because it's just great. It works very, very well. And you could create custom scans if you wanted. I have my own personal ones that I have here. I have top 10 volume, daily high count, a couple customs, and a gap up scanner and percentage gainers. I don't mess with options. We have equity predefined screeners. So you can go to top volume, gainer, and decliners, high low, sectors, or screeners. Let's look at the top volume. Look at how many they have for you to choose from. You know, you can do the top 10 volume, top 10 gainers, decliners, all the way down to the index of the American Stock Exchange, New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, and the percentage gainers as well. High lows, daily high count, daily low count, hitting highs, and near yearly highs. Sectors, performance by sectors. I really like this one right here. It breaks it down so you could see total view of what the overall market's doing. Right here. And it pops it up for you. And then the last one here, screeners. Change from open, increased volume, gap up, stay up, low PE gainers, all kinds. Look at that. Climax, sell-off, downtrend, and currently overbought. And what's cool about these is every single one of these, you can tweak it the way you want. So first, let's go over the performance by sector. Right-click it. Again, you can customize the colors any way you want. Let's see, I want the background to be black. And let's say I want the background to be a light gray. Click OK. There you go. It's kind of ugly, but there, that looks better. But right-click it. I just like messing with the colors. I don't know why I keep messing with them. But go to columns and settings, and again, you can just reposition what you want to show up here in the columns. For me, I'm a trader. I'm not a long-term really investor. So I like to trade what's currently happening. So I don't care about this. I don't care about the 6-month, the 20-day, the 5-day. All I really care about is the name, the percentage change from the open, volume. We can leave the market cap there. The change and the change from the open. I'll just stick with the change from the open. Click OK. Makes it. I just like to keep it simple. That's it. Put the market cap way over here. And how you move these is just by clicking on it and dragging it. And making it a little bit bigger if you wanted. Just like the volume right here. So let's see. Let's just go to percentage change. We got consumer staples as the biggest percentage change. Okay? Click on this to drag out what's in the sector. Looked like Friday, because today's Saturday, we had food, beverage, tobacco, personal products, food, and household products as the top percentage gainers. But out of all of these, which one had the biggest percentage gain? Looked like household products. So let's look deeper into that. And there you go. It'll show you all the tickers that are in that little sector right here. But now you see what I was talking about of how you can break down these sectors and see which ones are trending, which ones are up on the day. And I love this performance by sector screener right here. You can really break it down and see which sectors are moving. Love this one. So let's move on to another one. Let's move to a percentage gainer here, okay? Now we have our results tab right here, and we have our criteria. Let's click on the criteria. This is the biggest percentage gainers. Show selected only, decheck that, and this is going to show you all the possibilities you can add to your defined scan that you want to create. So I like to look by exchange. I got the NASDAQ, the New York Stock Exchange, American Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ Global Market. We can decheck that. NASDAQ Small Cap, NASDAQ Capital Market. If you want to look at OTCs and pink sheets, you can check those. And then I got the last trade. The last trade is less than $100. And the last trade is greater than 25 cents. The volume I have checked, volume is greater than 150,000. And you could just, like I said, add whatever you want. Price performance, percentage change. Click that. Percentage change is greater than, let's say, 5%. Okay? And it tells you the criteria matches right there. We got, out of 3,571 stocks, we have 50 that match this criteria right here. And an important thing is this update right here. I want this to update as fast as possible. With the StreetSmart Edge, the fastest is 15 seconds. So it's got a 15-second delay to it. That's fine by me. 15 seconds, big deal. Click that. And this is going to update every 15 seconds during market hours. And then go to Save Screen. Click that. Click Yes. Well, first I should say go to this tab here, right click it, change the name of it if you wanted, and also save it. I'd save it here, and I'd save it as a file on my desktop or my laptop. That way, if you were to ever lose this, you can easily right click and just preload it. Click the save, and then go to results. And here you are. This is a list of all the tickers of the criteria that you selected out. And this is updating, like I said, every 15 seconds. So just go through here on this screener and choose whatever you want and go with it. Like I said, the screener and the scanner on StreetSmart Edge is A+. Good job, Charles Schwab, and good job, StreetSmart Edge. The screener scanner is top of the line. 5 out of 5 stars, A+. I love it. Go back to Launch Tools, and now they have this. I'm probably going to botch the name, but Rekanaya. That's what I think what this says. So we click on that. This is actually a pretty interesting and cool tool. I never use it, but it is pretty cool. So just check it out. That's all I can really say. I mean, this just gives you different ideas and shows you different strategies that's out there. There's all kinds of different tabs on this. You got the summary, short term, intermediate term, and long term. Let's just go to short term, okay? Short term, 2 to 6 weeks. 6 people are bullish, 2 are bearish on this. It gives you support and resistance. You click on more details. It gives you a summary of why it's saying support and resistance. Chart options. You can customize this little chart here if you wanted. like I said, you just got to check it out. This thing on its own is just jammed packed with a lot of stuff. You got your technicals, you know, your support, your stops, and then you have your events right here. Triple moving average crossover, 4-week, 9-week, and an 18-week. So it's telling you right here on October 19th, intermediate term bullish. This crossed over triple 3 moving averages. The 4-week, 9-week, and 18-week moving average. It also crossed over the 50-week moving average. So this is just a list of just cool facts about this ticker that it's done so far. So you got tabs here. You also have tabs up here too. We're currently under the featured ideas. Or no, we were just under technical insight. Go to featured ideas. See, look at all this stuff. It's jammed packed with stuff. And I've only been able to come into this a couple times, and each time every time I came into this, I found myself, you know, digging deep into this, and I'd look at the time and it'd be like, wow, an hour went by already. You know, this thing's just so jam-packed with stuff. And you could do back testing on this, event lookups, most viewed bullish, technical event screener. This thing is really, really cool. Strategy builder, so you can build a strategy and probably back test it if you wanted. Intraday trader. So what this is, I can basically say, is this is just a big, huge ideas generator. That's all I can say for this thing. So I would personally, you know, put this right here. I don't have it on mine, but if ever you're bored looking for new strategies, looking to learn more, I would definitely say check out this right here. This thing's just like that check mark. This thing is pretty cool. Next, let's go to the Idea Hub. I told you guys we're going to go over a lot of stuff in this, and it's going to be long. So this Idea Hub, what's trending? You got just ideas. That's all this is. You got 312 here. You got earnings, premium harvesting, covered calls, and you got all these tabs to go through up here as well. Big movers, earnings, premium harvesting. Let's just click on one of these. Probability chart or trade. Let's click on the probability chart. And then that just pops up the all-in-one trade and shows you the risk reward on this. See what I'm saying? This StreetSmart Edge platform is very, very, very advanced. And you could just get lost in this, just discovering it and digging into it for hours if you wanted. I love this platform. It's good job, Charles Schwab. Good job. So I'll let you guys discover the Idea Hub. Check it out, discover it, dig into it. And then you got the high-low here. What the high-low is, pretty much every stock that hits a new high on the day or a new low on the day, it'll pop up on this. And it'll have the ticker name, the price, and it'll show you high, low. And it'll count how many times it's made a new day high and how many times it's made a new day low. So I have the high-low tab here on my other window. And then we got an ETF screener. I don't really use the ETF screener too much, but look at all this stuff you can do. You got commodity ETFs, view matches, fixed income, price performance over months, years, all kinds of stuff. Like I said, there's so much you can do with StreetSmart Edge and Charles Schwab. It's just crazy. Then we got CNBC News. Like I said, this is just the live stream TV right here of CNBC. And you could have this, if you want to keep track of what they're saying on TV while you're at your computer. I don't use it, but it's there for you. And they got US, Europe, and Asia, and they have videos that you can search from as well. And then this is a cool one here, block trade indicator. And what this block trade indicator is I had this up and running, and whenever there's a big buyer out there, let's say that buys 20,000 shares, it'll pop up on this. Or if he sells 25,000 shares, it'll pop up on this. This is all this is looking for. And you could set the price it scans it for, and you could show trades with a minimum block size of 10,000 and above. And that looks to be about it on this. You can add third-party marketplaces on this, like let's click on stock charts. But all this really does is it pops up a web browser and it loads it up for you. So we went over and we made our own new layout right here, as you can see. And like I said, the customization with StreetSmart Edge is amazing. I give StreetSmart Edge and Charles Schwab a solid 5 out of 5 stars for charting, fundamentals, technicals, breaking down stocks, looking into stocks. It has everything for you. And as a trader, that's what I want. Everything all in one place. There's not too much bad I can say about StreetSmart Edge. Not too much, really. The good outweighs the bad tremendously on this. And I can't see myself going back to ThinkOrSwim after being with StreetSmart Edge for just over 1 month now. I think it's been 2 months since I've signed up with StreetSmart Edge. But like I said, the customization I love. I've never had this crash on me like ThinkOrSwim has in the past. ThinkOrSwim would lag, pause, or just crash on me. StreetSmart Edge, the time I've been using it, a month and a half, 2 months, has never crashed or lagged on me really. It's worked excellent. And again, I have to reference back to the customization and setting this up how you want it to look. I absolutely love that. And I love how you can just how easy it is to navigate this whole thing. Once you familiarize yourself with everything in this platform, I know all this stuff can be overwhelming. They have a lot of stuff that you can do and check out. But once you've seen everything this has to offer and familiarize yourself with it, you're going to love this platform. I guarantee it. But I hope everybody enjoyed this video. If you guys have any comments, questions, criticism, leave them down below. I'll be more than happy to try to answer those questions the best I can. If you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, hit that subscribe button, join the Trading Learning 101 community, and let's all grow as traders. I hope this video answered a lot of questions you guys had. If you're thinking about trying out StreetSmart Edge, I say go for it. I love this platform, and I can't see myself going back to ThinkOrSwim. I can't see myself using any other charting platform because I've fallen in love with this so much. But until next time, guys, be patient, be disciplined, and study, study, study. All right, everyone. Later.